What's going on, YouTube? Big Dog Brett. Wanted to go over my thoughts for the Carolina game. You have to excuse me, I did write some of the stuff down. So tomorrow's game's at 3:30. It's at William Bryce Stadium, and I've been to that stadium before. And the energy level there is actually pretty good. I mean, their fans get after it, and it always seems to be a real interesting game. Georgia leads the series something like 50 to 18. Will Muschamp's 1-5 against the Dogs. I don't understand why anybody will look at this game and go, South Carolina's going to win. There's no shot of that happening. I mean, I can understand when you know somebody's watching the Falcons, or they were watching the Eagles game and saying, hey, the Falcons might win, the Eagles might win. All right, that I get. Watching the Dogs play against Austin Peay, they look very vanilla. And I think that was on purpose. I think Kirby Smart did that because he didn't want to give any tape for Muschamp to watch. Everything just kind of felt different. The team didn't feel normal. I didn't see any of the same looks that I saw Georgia playing last year. And it's not because it's the different players in the game. The plays are still the same. The line that we have is amazing. Our team is stocked with 5-star recruits. And I think that's because it was intentional. Georgia was scoring at will. There was no need to really get into their better plays, their better systems for a game they knew they were going to win anyway. And Georgia was 38-0 in the second quarter and started putting in second and third stringers against an FCS team, which in their division they're still ranked in the top 25 even after they lost to us. So Coastal Carolina, I don't even think is ranked in AA high school football, and they still scored, I think, 17 points against Carolina. I don't see it happening. I don't see how South Carolina can even think that they got a shot at winning this game. USC pretty much went full speed the whole game until right at the very end. They took out Jay Bentley and they put in some other guy, and I think he threw the ball twice. Let's just kind of go over some of the numbers here real quick. Jake Fromm's QBR rating is 93.5. Justin Fields is 96.5. Bentley's is 89.3, and their backup guy's 25.2. That right there shows you that as soon as South Carolina goes to swap out to their second string, there's dramatic fall off in talent, and you're going to see that throughout the day. Georgia's going to continue to lean on South Carolina, and South Carolina eventually is going to buckle in under the pressure. It's going to be hot there. It's a day game. At 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the afternoon in August and September, the sun pretty much at that time of day is straight overhead, and it's hot. There's no shade. There's nowhere to hide from it. As you get on into the afternoon, it starts to cool down, but by then everybody's tired. South Carolina, I think they put up something like, Coastal Carolina, I think they put over 100 yards in passing. They ended up with like a total of 238 yards against USC. And USC really didn't do anything to stop them. I mean, yeah, they kept them off the scoreboard for the most part, but Austin Peay, who's a much better team than Coastal Carolina, only managed 152 yards against us, and Coastal Carolina got 238 against South Carolina. So that tells you that there's a big difference right there in the defensive capabilities of the two teams. Georgia had over 500 yards of offense against their competitor, and South Carolina didn't. I mean, it just didn't work out that way. First downs was a pretty significant difference. Georgia had 21 first downs against their competitor, 3 times as many, with Austin Peay only getting 7. Coastal Carolina had 20. That's right, 20 first downs. Only one less than what Georgia had against Austin Peay, and we beat the brakes off them. So there's not a lot of defense, in my opinion, on that South Carolina team. Nothing to worry about there. Their third downs, not that great. Their third down conversion is not that great. Looking at penalties, man, they were eat up with penalties. They had almost 100 yards in penalties. South Carolina Gamecocks in their last game. They had almost 100 yards in penalties, so they're not firing on all cylinders. They're not smooth. They're not disciplined. Georgia only had 3. Well, you might say, oh, you know, first game or whatever. Okay, fine. Austin Peay, they only had 3 against us. 3. Georgia was 38-0 at the first half, and then we changed out and started playing second, third stringers, fourth stringers, water boys, cheerleaders, whoever we could get in there that wanted to play. Hell, I think we even had a few fans that come down and play, and a referee that swapped out and put on a Georgia uniform just to get in a couple of snaps. And we were still scoring. So Carolina, I don't understand why you think you got a shot in this game. I mean, hell, I guess anybody can win on any given Saturday, but what are you thinking? It ain't gonna happen. It ain't even gonna be close. Now, the first half, you're probably gonna see Georgia go out there and be 24 to maybe 10 or maybe even 14. But in the second half, you're gonna see Georgia's gonna run that score up. It ain't gonna be a problem. Demetrius Robertson, did anybody notice that you didn't really see him out there running routes, catch balls? He had one pitch out of the backfield and ran down the field for a touchdown, I think it was. You didn't see Holyfield running through big gaps. You didn't see any halfback crack tosses. You didn't see anything that Georgia normally does whenever it's playing its darndest to get down the field and get points on the board. We didn't have to. We didn't need to. So we didn't. Yeah. I think some of the betting lines have got it at like 9 points. Georgia's 9-point favorite. Man, take that bet because that's easy money. Keep in mind, last year I think there was only 2 teams in the regular season, maybe 3. In the regular season, that was within 10 points of Georgia. And Notre Dame was one of them. Auburn beat us, so obviously that doesn't count. But I think everybody else was like 11, 12 to plus points victory. I mean, not to mention Georgia was the only SEC school last week to shut out an opponent. South Carolina couldn't shut out a sorry, slow, undersized, underdepth, underperforming Coastal Carolina team. They couldn't shut them out. So how in the world are you supposed to stop Georgia? I'll wait. Comment section's down there. I don't see how you're going to stop them. Georgia's offense, we've lost a couple of running backs. That's about it. And we picked up some more running backs. We picked up some wide receivers. We still got tight ends. We got a bigger offensive line than we've ever had. So, how y'all supposed to kick our ass? I don't understand that at all. Well, I mean, I understand J.W. Bentley is going to be somebody that we're supposed to have to worry about. There were several times in that game that I was watching him run for his life. From high school juniors and seniors that they have on the Coastal Carolina team. They're running him all over the place. What you gonna do when DeAndre Baker decides he wants to get back there on a corner blitz or something? I don't know. But Georgia didn't have any sacks against Austin Peay. We didn't need them. They couldn't move the ball regular. We didn't have to dial the heat up. I think we had 1 tackle for loss. Again, I think that's Kirby Smart's way of not giving Will Muschamp anything to look at. How are we going to get in the backfield? They have no idea. South Carolina played their behinds off to try and prove that they're a contender. Georgia stopped playing football, like honestly trying to win that game by about halfway through the second quarter. Georgia was pacing almost 80 points for that game. And then, as a matter of fact, we didn't even play a full 15 minutes. We cut the last quarter down to 10 minutes. The guys over there begging for mercy. Well, Carolina, I just want y'all to know y'all can do that. Y'all can do that too. Once we get to the fourth quarter, y'all can come over there and ask if we'll cut the game short. Because we're going to beat the ever-living fire out of y'all. Well, that's my opinion. So far last year, I was right on all but 2 games. The one we lost to Auburn, the one we lost to Bama. But I think the score is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 to, I'm going to say 17. That's what I picked last game, too. So we'll change it up. We'll say 45 to 14, if that. I think Carolina's going to probably come out and get some points in the half. And you know what? I'm going to change it one more time. 45-21. That's what I'm going with. 45-21. Because I think you might get on the board a couple of times. It might take some of the guys on the safeties and the cornerbacks a little bit of time to figure you guys out. But by the time we get to the end of the game, you guys might get a lucky stab here or there, because Jake Bentley does have a decent arm. He can't throw it downfield. And let's say Georgia makes a mistake and y'all get one to get on the board. But that's it, man. It's going to be a killing. It's going to be a killing. It's just what it's going to be. I'm looking forward to tomorrow's game. Oh, by the way, if you made it this far in the video, don't feel free to hit like and subscribe, share to your friends. We're trying to get up to I'm trying to get up to 500 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm up to almost 175, and I can do that if you guys will hit the like and subscribe button for me. Also, I got a Patreon account. If you guys go over and check me out on patreon.com/BigDogBrett, we'd love to see you support over there. Again, thank you guys for all you do. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch the video. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna do I might do some live stuff during the game. I'm going to do a halftime report. Probably might do a fan reaction video, but I'm definitely going to do a post-game report. So look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Feel free to jump in the comment section, hit like and subscribe so you stay up to date with all the stuff at Big Dog. And as always, God bless. Go Dogs.